Hello there. We'll wait and see if we get some people in here real quick. And we're going to go over promoted listings on eBay. And what is that? So if you are a brand new seller or somebody who has been selling, this might clarify it for you. Hey, hey. Okay, so as of June of 20 and 22, okay, your total selling price for one listing can be anywhere from 2.35% to 15%. But now that's just for basic without a store or any of that stuff. They give a lot of discounts if you pay for a store, but they start, I think, like at 25 a month now. Now, way back when I was like the queen of eBay, back in about 2002, 2003, something like that, and I was pulling 5K a week. My listing costs were $400 a month, which I could have bought a storefront for that, a brick and mortar. Uh, and it was like, man, I'm paying eBay so much money. Well, the fees have changed a lot through the years. Thank you for the thumbs up. Um, and it's a little cheaper now, depending on how you do it. If you do a basic account, you can open just a regular account without opening a store. And it'll say you're just going to sell a few items, but if you weasel them around, you can sell really as many as you want if you just ship really quick. And really, they count your shipping as soon as you get the order. It's like by the minute. So if you can pack it up and get a tracking number on it, you're way ahead of the game. It will help your ratings on eBay and everything, and your sales. So a lot of these people go, well, I don't ship on weekends, or I don't do this. Trust me, uh, they don't. I think my account is still messed up from the mistake I made. Just call them. Just try to open it up or whatever, and if you can't get into it, just call them on the phone. And a lot of times they'll reinstate, especially if it's been years ago. I've been banned, barred, excommunicated. They offered me a free plane flight to Arabia, offered me a free camel to sit with the Arabs. I mean, they have tried everything to get rid of me, okay? Other than set my hair on fire. But I was a violator because I was making so much money. And I was fighting, the whole process because a friend of mine that started in the business that I had after me, and her husband's a lawyer. And I used to visit back and forth with him a lot. And he actually quit his law job to work on site in her retail store. And uh, uh, that way he could be right there because it was the beginning of everything. I had designed an e-cig. I had it manufactured. I made my own e-cig juices because all the ones that were coming from overseas, the Orient, whatever, they had virtually no ingredients and they were putting a lot of extra junk in there. And that's creating a lot of problem. You don't know what's inside. You know what I mean? It's like, normally when you read a product label, which I learned that being a hairdresser, that's one of the first things they teach you in school. Read your ingredients, read your instructions, follow the manufacturer instructions. And by law, they've got to put all this stuff on there. And you've got to understand what it is because it may have a different name. If it says sodium, it's salt. The pearlescent stuff that they put in nail polish is usually fish scales. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you would never believe is in products, from urine to just formaldehyde to whatever. Even in foods. I had a butcher that I worked with in the grocery store when I managed the store years ago, who told me there's a lot of formaldehyde in red meat. I'm like, excuse me? And it's a preservative. Um, but anyway, so uh, um, I was fighting it all the way because of the laws. They didn't really have any laws in place. There were a few terrible things that happened because somebody invented a mod e-cig, which was a big giant box full of batteries, and those were leaking and blowing up and setting houses on fire, sitting on the charger, and there was a guy that was not 25 miles from me that had to have his face blown off from an e-cig because he was smoking on a mod. It was not the ones that I sell and designed. And so, we were all fighting. We were fighting, any possible current laws and, the FDA, and I didn't want to pass them. And it was just a living nightmare. But the money was really good. 5K a week, every week. And my daughter and I used to just sit and watch the orders on Amazon and eBay with people putting them in their basket and purchasing. And uh, uh, you found your email? Yeah, just call them. That is the best way to do it. Just call them, unless you're like a really serious violator. And I've got to do a vlog about that, how to get back on eBay and all that. You can do it. Um, and for me, it's like I had to have a new phone number, new address, a new computer, all kinds of things to do it. But it was amazing that they even let me do it. I was like, oh my god, they're going to shut it down in like a week. So far they haven't. Everything's fine. They were really cool. And as soon as you list your first item, the first thing they do is take it off, and so you have to call. And they talk to you and they ask you what you want to sell and all that kind of stuff, and then they'll turn the ad back on, and you're ready to roll. So, um, anyway, I was really banking. I was paying on top of that, paying all those darn fees, and then I can't remember if I had an eBay store or not. They offer some deals if you get an eBay store, but I mean, if you're going to pay the listing fees, say back then at $400 a month for all those listings, and really, out of all the listings I had, which was probably like 300 or 400 listings, um, and I had four that were just selling like gangbusters, like every hour. I was going to post office 3 times a day, every day, shipping out every day. Yeah. And I had scales at my house. I had, um, uh, 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 person scale, like a bathroom scale. I had a kitchen scale. I had a jewelry scale. I had all the different scales so I could, figure the weight out for the shipping and all that crap. And then what it cost me to put the package together in Ziploc bags, Xerox papers from the printout of the item that's sold so you can put that in the package, especially if the top of the package gets ruined with the address, everything else, you have that inside with the buyer's name and address and all that other stuff. And then the item description so they know where they got it from. So, they might go and give you good feedback. Otherwise, it's like Christmas surprise when they open a package and they have no clue where it came from because they were drunk and ordered a bunch of crap online and went, well, it's like Christmas. So, um, it's changed really a lot. And, you had to pay all those PayPal fees, 2 different PayPal fees. You had to pay all these different eBay fees. And it's changed really a lot. It's actually a lot cheaper. Now, Etsy's very reasonable to sell on, oddly enough. Poshmark and Shopify and all those stuff is not. And Mercari, they are not. Um, so eBay is kind of taking the lead right now. The top places to sell on the internet, I'm going to tell you right now, is eBay and Amazon. Just like they were years ago. eBay and Amazon is it. You can have a personal website. I'm going to tell you honestly, my own personal website, which I started in '02, I think it was 2002. I've probably had one or two sales a year every year off the website. I do better on these other sites. And, I've spent so much time on my website, and it's pages and pages is long. And right now I can't get into it because it's an expired version of the software that I normally use, and they want to update it, and so they just totally terminated it. Um, I guess it was last year, January. So I can't even do it, but I still pay it, $20 a month for it to be online because I don't want to lose my business name because I own it. But if you can get on these big sites, it will help you really a lot. And especially, if you're a super honest seller. I mean, I've written ads that you just want to start crying. You're just like, oh, that's so sad. It's so terrible. But in order to sell it, there's somebody out there that wants it. Like I got burned on a bunch of shoes one time, and I only had one of each. I mean, you know, and it's like you go to a place and you want to spend $1,000, $2,000 on the spot, and you got three people waiting on you in a store. You've made this deal with the manager and everything, and they're calling the district manager and all that. I said, look, I will buy all of these if you'll cut me a deal. And I want to make sure that the rights, the lefts are in there, and they're every box has shoes in it, and da 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 da, and they're like, oh yeah, because it gets them a promotion. They get huge promotion and a huge cut of the sale in a lot of these companies. And I've promoted many to management for going in and walking in with a couple $1,000 and buying some stuff in like an hour and a half, and they will actually bring it to my car and load it in at a shopping mall. They will load it in my car in the parking lot, no lie. Um, and um, uh, I ended up a couple of times. I one deal in Memphis, and then another one I ordered on the internet, and I would get like two right shoes in a box or only one shoe and stuff like that. But don't worry, guess how many one shoes I sold on eBay? Several. Because guess what? There are people that have only one foot, and they're dying for a really cool pair of shoes. I'm not kidding you. Or say you got a pair of shoes and one is just messed up, and the other one's like brand new. Just sell the one. I'm telling you, you'll make out like bacon. I pay good money for that just to have one really cool looking shoe, because it's so hard to get one shoe. Okay. So, not everything's at a loss. If you have clothes that are used and some of that crap is thrashed and you didn't notice it, or you did a grab bag thing, or you got some stuff out of the trash and it was a great concert t-shirt, but it's kind of thrashed, like the dog got to it or something, then, there are people that wear thrashed clothes. All you gotta do is put it in the ad, thrashed and trashed, whatever, and there's somebody's going to buy that shirt. You would never believe it, as long as you're honest. As long as you're honest in your ads. So, promotional type listings is a little bit confusing on eBay. I mean, it's like we already pay enough, but a lot of people don't understand how it goes. Okay, now years ago, people used to put stuff up for 1 penny and $30 shipping. Now, here's one that I made a mistake on. It was $1.10. And this guy had Playboy pillows. And I'm like, man, these are great. And they looked like they were authentic. And I said, man, I need those, to take in the clubs with me. And so I said, whoa, man, I'm just going to order like 6 of them. And we'll see how they look. And so I ordered it. And then the bill came, and it's saying that, it's $30 each item, no combined shipping for the shipping. So I ordered a bunch of pillows for a couple bucks each, and then the shipping is like 275. I was mad as fire. And it was like hell to get the seller to cancel the sale. And it's like, man, I will scream from the highest mountain. I am going to type a letter to everybody in eBay to get this sale removed because this is bullcrap. But the reason they did that years ago is people would see that, oh, it's 1 penny or it's 50 cents for, a $65 item. Well, just like the way of life, nothing's a real deal. Because you're going to get scammed one way or another. Especially order from Europe, from the USA. You're sitting there going, wow, I did that one time too. And I was really good friends with a girl in England. And I had ordered a bunch of lingerie that was absolutely beautiful. And it was like $2 to $15. And I'm like, this stuff is gorgeous. And like I put in an order for like 20 different pieces because I want to see what they look like when they came and if they're made well and stuff. And I was just going to sell them as cheapo stuff compared to my handmade stuff. Quick sale, brand new dancer stuff. And let me tell you, they don't explain to you that the actual USA price is like 4 times that, including the shipping is like 4 times that. Plus, when it hits customs to the US, they could be billing you for bringing those items in the United States on top of it. So you have to go pay that, okay, before you can pick up the products. So it's just a living nightmare. So don't order anything from Europe unless you talk to the seller first because it's going to not be the right price. It will be 4 times the price. So the reason that people used to do all that 1 penny and $1 and $5 and then real high shipping, which is illegal, especially these post office, you can't misrepresent their fees. You can do shipping and handling. And handling means your supplies. We're talking tape, we're talking markers, we're talking wrapping paper, padding, boxes, envelopes, all that stuff it takes to pack that package up. Okay. And then your gas to go down and take it to the post office, unless they're picking up at your house. You're doing that many sales because they love to pick up at your house. If you're going to, arrange a pickup, they will pick up as many packages as you've got because it gives the mailman bonuses for how many packages they transport in a month. So don't hesitate if you have a lot of crap and you don't feel like driving down there. And it's already ready to go. So, uh, you know, I never printed my labels out until this year. Never ever did I buy labels for shipping until this year. And because I like to go right to the post office to see what the best deal was, and I knew all the postmasters and that, and they would tell me, I'd say, man, just cheapest way. And then they go, well, your cheapest way is $7, but if you send it priority, it's 703. And it's like, oh my gosh, just put it on priority then. You know, hell yeah, I want to take that option. I want that customer, if it's only cost me 3 cents to ship it priority, by God, let's do it. My customer is going to give me a really good rating. So anyway, what they did, years ago, they only charged for your sale price. So if you have a $10 item and $40 shipping, eBay would only charge you the $10 item percentage. Well, now, and all these other websites are doing the same thing, so don't pretend with me. I listen to this all the time where they go, well, they don't do that on Etsy, but they don't. Yes, they do. All these other sites are charging you for the total deal. So if you have, a $10 item, $10 shipping, that's $20. Their cut comes right off the top. Okay. And like with eBay right now, 2022, as of June, their cut is anywhere from 2.35% to 15%. Okay, that's total price and shipping, both together. Total price of shipping, and don't forget this customer is still paying tax on the item. It's automatic. Um, Okay, but you won't see that. eBay gets it, or whoever you're dealing with. But now this is without a store. If you have a store and you're pay like 25 and up for a store, which you don't have to do, um, uh, that's just more money out of your pocket and more money out of your profits. But I mean, if you really want to store, just do whatever you want to do. They do have different deals where you get so many free ads or discounted ads or whatever. Um, and if that's your thing, great. Um, uh, and then your ads right now can be free or basically up to 30 cents for basic ad. But I'm not talking about the one with the red outlines and, the yellow box and, you know, 4th of July sparklers going off on it and, doing an auction and not starting it at 99 cents. Um, you want to start it at $30 and put a reserve on it, and you want to go less than 7 days, and all that other stuff is extra, 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 extra. Now, now that we got that down. Okay, so promoted listings go from, I think it's 1% all the way up to 20%. So if you get on your ad, it'll say promote. It'll be like a blue box that says promote. And when you click on that, it'll come down and it'll say, you should promote it at 10 or 15% and all that. Well, you can change that number. Don't listen to everything they say. I've got one where it says, your item sells for an average of $1.80 on eBay. You need to change your price to be competitive, when you're making a listing. And guess what it was? Diamond earrings. Since when do diamond earrings get sold for that? Because not mine. It's not out there. So a lot of stuff's bogus. But remember, if you do 20%, okay, on the promoted, that doesn't mean all this other stuff goes away. That means you're going to pay, the average is about 13% to eBay. Okay, and then 30 cents for your ad, unless you go on the free or you have a discount deal because you have a store. Okay, and then plus you're gonna get whatever you voted yourself in for. So if you vote yourself in for 1% on the promoted, okay, then it's gonna be all of these. So it'll be 14% to eBay. Okay, because these two get added together. And then your 30-cent cost on your ad, that's right off the top. And so, if you have, $100 item, you only pay $1 on the promoted, right? Okay, because it's 1% of 100. Just like if it was $1, 1% of $1 is 1 penny. Okay. And then so you're going to pay a $1 fee on your promoted, plus your 13%, plus your 30 cents for your ad. Okay, so say you got, okay, so that's let's see, 13% would be $13. $13 on 100 plus $1 promoted plus 30 cents, and we're not even talking about shipping yet. So you're going to pay $14.30 to sell that one item. Okay, so you have to decide if that's what you want to do. Now, it's really funny because I just watched a YouTube vlog of a seller going, now if you put that thing up to like 24%, which they don't even allow, okay, he's like, you'll be on the top ranking guaranteed. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Because first of all, you are not the only one selling on eBay. There's so many millions of sellers today as compared to the early 2000s. Okay. That the thing is that you won't be the only one. If you really believe, which you can't go 24%, if you go the highest, which is 20, okay, and you decide I'm going to go 20% on the promoted, okay, you probably be pretty close to the top, maybe. I mean, it depends how many other people are bidding that high. It's like a bidding war. If you're the only person bidding at 20% on promoted, you could be right at the top no matter what. Uh, do you want to do that? Because if you have $100 item, 20% of that is $20. Okay, just like 20% of a dollar is 20 cents, right? And so you're going to pay your $100 item, okay, with shipping and everything. It's $100 to sell that item, okay. You're going to pay $20 right there. Plus, you're going to pay another 13% to eBay, plus whatever you paid for your ad, which is probably 30 cents. So when you add all that together, you just lost, you know, over 1/4 of what you got for income right off the top because you want to take that risk. I mean, you do it if you want. I'll tell you really where it's at, okay? Because I have looked at this and looked at this and looked at this, and I don't like paying eBay any more money than I have to. I don't like doing all that. I used to do all that stuff where I had highlighted ads and all that other caca and everything on special items so that people would see it, the red box on it and all that. And I used to do that years ago, and it just all of it adds up. And it doesn't necessarily mean because you have a red box on it and you're $10 higher than everybody else, it's going to sell. I listened to a guy today on YouTube that goes, so you can sell it for a little higher price if you promote it. Maybe, maybe not. Okay? Yeah, not everybody's going to promote. But people can promote from 1% to 20% just on the promotion alone. We're not talking all the other fees. So, honestly, if you take everything in your shop and make it 1% promoted, you're going to have a little better visibility. If you combine that promoting with listing every day, because if you don't list every day, that sucker's going to be shadow dancing on eBay. You'll never even be able to see your products on there when you go search for them on the search bar. Why? Because eBay thinks you're not serious. It's a new thing now where if you don't list every day, they think you're just jerking around. And I know it from experience because when I open this account, I'm just going to list like 20 things and see if they shut me down. Okay. I was like, because I just don't want to waste time and just put everything on there and they shut me down a couple weeks because they still hate my guts, right? So I'm still on. Oddly enough, probably because they gave me a chance to redeem myself after all these years, whatever. I don't know. Maybe my files were deleted after so many years. I don't know, but uh, I was like, I tried so many times to get back on after like 5 or 6 times I was booted off of eBay and Amazon both, and it does not work. Um, but anyway, so my suggestion to you is to at least go 1% on all your ads on eBay, on the promoted. Just do 1%. Okay, that's $1 out of 100, right? Okay. You want to get fancy? Clock that bad baby up to 3 or 5%. Remember, if it's $100 total with shipping and the price of the product, that's $5 comes right off the top, not counting your other eBay fees. So you have to be willing to do that. If you want to really jack some folks up and get up in there, I'm not going to tell you and guarantee you that you're the only one. that's got it up to 3 or 5%. Okay. Just like if you took it to 20%, I'm not going to tell you and guarantee you sales because you got it maxed out to the 20%. Um, Personally, I think that's insanity. I wouldn't even take that risk. Now, you only pay it if the item sells. And it's going to say on the sale, promoted. Okay. When it sells, it'll say promoted listing. And compare it to other listings. You can do half your store with promoted and half not. But really, it's really worth doing the 1% on the whole thing. Do 1% right off the top. No matter if you've got a store or you just got the basic bottom line account, brand new seller selling a few items, whatever, go 1% on everything in the whole store. You want to get fancy, do a few items at 2 or 3%, or do the whole lot at 3%. And I would absolutely not go over 5%. Because remember, 5%, you're at $100 total for your cost of your item and the shipping. 5% is $5 of 100. And then you got your, eBay fee, okay, of basically 13%. And then, the cost of your ad, which is basically 30 cents. All right. But now it also varies, if you have a store or whatever you do. But if you have the basic bottom line seller account with no extra stuff, this is what you get. So the safest bet is going 1 to 3% and do it like that. Yeah, you can jack the price up a little bit because most people that are searching are not going to go too far. Even if there's a million people listing the same thing you are, they're going to do one of two things: buy one of the first 3, 4, or 5 that are on there, or they're going to click the search thing to say cheapest one. Start at cheapest one first. Okay. So those are the two options that are really going to happen. Okay. So if you got somebody, say an older person and they're not real computer savvy, they want to go on eBay and just buy, some coffee because they don't drive too much. So they're just going to buy some coffee, have it shipped to the house, and you sell coffee. And if you're in, like the top 3 or 4 and they see a cool deal, and the shipping's not too high because it's close to them, because now you can see what state they're shipping from and all that. So I tend to order stuff that's real close to me. If it's not, in the state of Florida, or it's in New York or Jersey or something like that, it's near. Then I want to really order from them because I know it's only going to be here in a day or two. Because if I order from California, Arizona, Oregon, any of that garbage, then it's going to take a week or two for me to see my product. So, but, most folks will pick out, first 3 or 4 and say, I'm going to pick one of these that's closest to me. And I really don't care what the shipping is because I know it'll be here right away. And I'll just order it. Or if they think they're being slick, they're going to click the search engine to say, show me the cheapest stuff first. And then it's going to come up with all these people who have the 99 cent and up. You can only list at 99 cents and up now. You can't do 1 penny. They've outlawed that apparently on eBay. So it's 99 cents and up. And if you have any $1,000 and higher sales, you'll usually wait 30 days for that, no matter how long you've been a seller. Usually. Unless it's an extreme case and you have sold for many, many years on eBay and you sell a whole lot of stuff on eBay, then you might be able to get it in a day or two. But generally, that's how they do it. And if you sell anything that's higher than you normally sell, if you, sell stuff that's, $1 to $50, and then all of a sudden you got a cool deal on a bunch of Nikes, and you're listing Nikes, at 300 and up each, and they're selling like gangbusters, then they'll start holding those sales because, it's out of the ordinary for your account. So if you're going to sell high dollar stuff, Make sure to list it right off the top. So, they could see that you sell, a range of products to $1,000 or a range of products to 500. So hopefully they won't hold your money. They're going to hold your money for the first 3 months, unless you can get 250 sales, $250 in sales and like 25 items. And then they start cutting loose of your money unless it's an extreme amount. Then they hold back on it because they want to make sure you're not scamming anybody. Like that girl I knew who sold a Harley from a picture in a parking lot. Yeah. So they're trying to cut the scams down. And eBay has always been known as a big scam. I used to hate ordering on eBay because you didn't know if you're going to get what you ordered or you can get some garbage, and how many months it was going to take arguing back and forth with eBay and PayPal and the person you bought it from to get your flipping money back. It was just a pain in the butt. So, and then having to ship it back and pay for the shipping yourself and pack it up appropriately, better than the way they shipped it to you, to make sure it doesn't get damaged anymore, I mean, really. So, yeah. But that's how promoted listings work. Do not think that's the only fee you will pay. If you click on promoted and you change the number to 1.0%, it doesn't mean that's all you're going to pay when that item sells is 1.0%, because that's not true. You are going to pay 1.0% on the total cost of that item. That includes the cost of the item plus your shipping, okay? And then on top of that, you're going to pay your eBay fees, your price for your ad, whatever it is you pay or don't pay for your ads. If you're on the 250 free ad thing, then you're not going to pay anything, but you do pay a higher percentage to the house for your sale. If you have a store or whatever, you're going to pay that too. You pay your promoted fee, you pay your eBay listing fee, you pay your eBay percentage fee. They no longer use PayPal anymore, so you don't have to pay those 2 PayPal fees, for them to collect the money and then send the money. They used to charge you 2 different fees years ago. And it was like, man, how many times are you going to tax me over here? I'm getting hit by eBay with this fee, this fee, this fee, and I'm getting hit by PayPal with 2 fees before I even see my money. But just keep track of all those things, because actually they're deductions. So your income is after all that stuff. Okay? All those are deducted out, and this is your true income after you've deducted out, whatever your payroll is, if you're that big and you deduct the payroll, whatever your fees are on the site you're selling on, whatever your shipping costs are, and whatever it cost you for the item to get it. And then you take all of that away, and what's left is your income. Okay? And that's when your taxes come in. You just pay taxes on that part, not on all that other stuff. All those other items are listed as deductions because they're costs to operate. So, there you have it. Anyway, I'll talk to you in the next one. I hope that helped you a whole lot. And I'll see you in the next one. But I would say a safe is 1% on every ad you got on eBay for promoted. 1%. You want to take another risk? Go to 2% or 3%. You want to be super risky on some? Go 5%. I wouldn't go any further than that. That's on each ad. Each ad, okay? If you have any questions, comment below. If this helped you, throw me a thumbs up, yeah. And do something kind for a stranger, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you.